Hey, welcome to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. I'm the host, Larry, the governor, Gentleman G, multiple names, the same thing. It's me. How are you, everybody? This is the Gentleman Grachowski Show, where we like to spotlight local talents and rising stars. And we're also like to go venture off into new horizons now that we've got this new virtual studio, which means virtually we can get anyone throughout the whole world right here in the show. And we're going to have a great show for you today. We're going to have Mike Mykrit. Mike Mykrit hosts a show here on Comcast in the Chicago area, and he's also a fanatic with something called Iographer. We'll find out more about the Iographer. And we also have a great graphic illustrator named Jason Seiler. He has his works includes postage stamps to the cover of Time Magazine, and not just any cover of Time Magazine, the Man of the Year Award. Time Magazine. So that is something we'll definitely talk to him about that. What got him going, and then we've got the Hollywood Kid coming up here, and we're gonna find out real talk. We're gonna do some real talk with the Hollywood Kid, and that's Mike DeSasio. So we're gonna get some great show coming up. But first, we got these. We're able to walk outside now, which is a great thing, and everything is good that we're able to, go out in public. Everything's starting to open up, so that's a beautiful thing. I'm excited about that. I love getting out there, and when I get out there, we're told to wear face mask. Okay, we've talked with Christos. Christos put together a good face mask. I've got this. I have this thing always ready to go just in case I need to talk on it. But this right here is a face mask made of bacon. Now, everyone out there should know that I love bacon. Bacon is just, they say men chose bacon over sex. I don't know. I might believe them, especially if you're walking around with this bacon mask. What more would be beautiful than walking around smelling bacon, having it drip down on your tongue as you're talking, as you perspire in here, you get the sweet bacon nectar just dripping on your face. Oh my God! Could you imagine that? That's something that I would definitely love to check out here. I want to know who's making these bacon masks, because that definitely is something that I want to get my face into that, huh? Bacon mask. I wonder. You go to the store and people be like, people be sniffing you and be licking your face just to get a little taste of that bacon mask. I don't know about that. But I think that's a cool thing, the bacon mask. And another cool thing, back in the day, we grew up. Back in the day, we had Star Wars, right? And we had our little Star Wars action figures. And back now, you happen to notice Hasbro has re-released classic 1970s Star Wars action figures. It says here, if you want the original Darth Vader action figure from the 70s, you can pay about up to $3,800 on eBay for it. Or if you'd like, you can pay $9.99. That's correct, $9.99, and not have a guilty pleasure about it. Hasbro has reissued 6 of the classic action figures from the first series of toys to come out during the debut of Star Wars in 1977. And they're going to be sold exclusively at Target until the other stores open up and get some more of that. But exclusively at Target right now. Widely sold at other retailers starting in the fall. In addition to vinyl Cape Darth Vader, you can have a tattooed farm boy Luke Skywalker. So there's just some great. But anyway, so yeah, definitely you want to check into that stuff. They can get the Star Wars toys from the 70s. Beautiful. Kenner has created action figures, but the company has acquired by the rival toy Hasbro in 1991, which includes the Star Wars license, producing nearly the non-stop of the line toys. So there you go. Hasbro is definitely checking it out, bringing it back together. And then one of the quick thing about that, we're talking about the we got social distancing, we got the mask. Well, it turns out stormtroopers are being used to enforce social distancing at a Disney park. Believe it or not, Disney, which is only a few short minutes away from Orlando's Disney World theme park, has employed some unexpected assistance to help enforce social distancing. The popular shopping and dining complex is now patrolled by stormtroopers. That's right, stormtroopers. And they're being sent out to be friendly and helpful as they help make sure that people keep their social distancing when they're eating at the various restaurants and pursuing the store. So they're definitely checking that out there. So Disney definitely is taking advantage of it, and they're putting the stormtroopers to work there. So, anyways, this is the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We take a quick break, and we got some great guests coming on after this. Remember, TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. Check us out, TVHams.com. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. You know, real talk, something that's going on in Hollywood. Real talk, you get it? And I got the host of the podcast and the new YouTube channel called Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid himself, Mike DeStasio. How are you, Mike?
Larry, thanks so much for having me, man. You do a great job. You should be very proud of yourself, man.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now, you are coming in from Boston, right?
Correct. And congratulations on finally winning the World Series. I mean, we suffered for a while, but it was nice to see that you guys won it too.
Well, you know, it's the same. You know what? The same cast of characters played both of our success.
Correct. Yes.
One of the same pitchers and one of the same guy, the general manager. But how do you become the Hollywood Kid living in Boston? Tell us about your podcast and your new YouTube show.
Yeah, I got a new YouTube channel. It's called Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. I've always been a movie guy. My nickname was the Hollywood Kid when I was a kid growing up because I knew a lot of movie lines, and people got stumped, and they always asked me for the answers, and it just stuck. So I walked into a radio station, WNTN AM 1550 in Newton, Massachusetts, which is the same radio station Howard Stern had his first job in radio at, and I walked in and I said, "Can I do a show?" as a joke. And he says, "What do you do?" I says, I'm the movie guy. I do all the movies, man. I know them all. He said, "Well, I thought I needed an FCC license, thousands of dollars, training." He said, "No, just put something together and we'll figure it out." Then I initially started interviewing a lot of local actors, and then I started doing getting into celebrities and stuff like that. And it's been a labor of love. And we're north of 300 interviews with celebrities, and so it's a lot of fun.
And that's exciting. And I heard the one you had with Terry Moore.
Oh, yes.
Fascinating interview. And, you know, you definitely went in depth and asked her some questions. And, she was pretty hot. She was pretty hot for her day, right?
Yes. She was in Playboy when she was 55.
Yeah, she was married to Howard Hughes, and she definitely, I think she might have dated Kurt Russell for one date. Was it one date she went and dated him?
Yeah. A lot of what I do, Larry, is a lot of the golden age of Hollywood, the black and white films. And I try to see if there's anybody around still. Today I did an interview with Bud Moss. Google him. He's a legendary Hollywood agent. He was Tom Cruise's agent when he was Tommy Cruise. Okay, he's been Rita Hayworth's agent. So Diane Kin and so many legends he's had. And he was a great interview. I did him today. That'll be up. That's up on SoundCloud. And a lot of my stuff is up on Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid on YouTube. I just launched it about a month ago. It's doing really good, and I'm real happy about it.
Now, do you find it hard to get people from Hollywood working and living in Boston?
Yeah, it is difficult, but you do, you know how it is. In this industry, it's all about your reputation. If you have a lousy reputation, I can promise you they won't come on your show. So I built a good reputation, and a lot of times the publicists and the managers they'll come to me with a guest to say, "Hey, Mike, listen, I got so-and-so promoting a movie or a TV show. Love to have them come on your show." Absolutely. And that's how the game works.
Now, someone like you that really had a fascination with movies. You said you watched all the movies growing up. You were into the lines. What's it like to talk to some of the people that you were as a kid were watching on the screen? That's got to be really fast, beyond work, I would say, right?
I mean, one of my first early interviews was with a gentleman who lived the next town over to me. His name was Alex Rocco. Alex Rocco played Mo Green in The Godfather. And I interviewed him. It was his last interview before he passed away. And I ran lines at the end of the show. We were doing Godfather lines back and forth. And it was just, I was just like, I can't believe he's telling me, "You know who I am? I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders." And I was like, we were just going back and forth. And that was one of my favorites. And it's just a labor of love. And I've had Larry King on the show, George Maharis, Route 66, Jerry Mathers, Tony Dow, so many, Robert Davies.
Cool.
It's just a lot of fun.
We're sitting here with Mike DeStasio. He's the Hollywood Kid. He hosts a show called Real Talks on podcast, and it's also on YouTube. We'll be back with some more with Mike after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We're on the line here with Mike DeStasio. Mike DeStasio is the real talk with Hollywood Kid is the show he produces, and he interviews people from Hollywood that he grew up idolizing, and it's just kind of a fascinating to me that you could just walk into the radio station one day and then you never know. A couple years later, you got a hit show coming out of that station, huh, Mike?
Yeah, it's sometimes I scratch my head or I pinch myself because, like I said, I mean, Larry King came on my show, and everybody knows Larry King, and it's like, hello, Mike, hey, how you doing? I'm like, wow. I used to watch this guy every night on CNN, every single night at 9:00. It was like appointment television for me when he's talking about the golden age of Hollywood, And we talk about stories. I mean, George Maharis from Route 66. This gentleman is 90 years old. I actually mailed him a letter, and about a month later, I got a phone call while I was driving, and it said Beverly Hills. Usually when I see something like that, I got to pull over. And he said, hello. I said, hello. He said, Mike, it's George Maharis. I'm like, holy crap. George Maharis, hey, how you doing? What happened? Why are you calling me? He's like, oh, I got your letter and stuff. But he came on, and the internet pretty much crashed. I mean, screw the Kardashians. I mean, it was just, I didn't think he had that kind of an audience. You know what I mean? For a 90-year-old gentleman. But the show was huge, Route 66. Look it up. It's a great show. And who knew? And,
yeah, Leave It to Beaver, Jerry Matthews you had on there, huh?
I had Tony Dow as well. I had Tony Dow on. Jerry Matthews is a doll. I mean, a lot of people ask me, they say, Mike, who was a jerk? And I just say, I love to tell you that a couple of jerks came on the show, but there are none. Almost 300 interviews, there's nobody. They're all very nice and polite. They're happy that somebody reached out to them. You know what I mean?
Now, one of the funny things when I listened to your podcast with the Beaver, is he mentioned that the baseball cap that he wore, it was his baseball cap that he had in real life, and they could not duplicate it on the set, so they had to keep using that one, right?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, who knew? I mean, who knew he was going to come up with a story like that? He couldn't leave the set. They wouldn't let him leave the set without the hat because they couldn't find it in any stores anywhere. It was just a cap that he bought when he was a kid.
It was a certain color, right? That just seemed to fit.
It was a greenish. And who knew? But great guy, great stories from the set. And I love to hear the behind the scenes stuff. When I go to see a movie or a television show, you see the finished product. I want to know how it came together. You know what I mean? What's that?
You're probably a good fan of the director's cuts when you get a DVD.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I had the guy Charlie Brandt on before The Irishman. Everybody even knew what it was. I had him on about over a year ago, and he told me how he sold the script, and everybody loved it. De Niro, everybody. It was just then to see the movie come to fruition was pretty cool.
Now, how did you become the Hollywood Kid?
When I was a little kid, we used to play poker at night. We were little kids. We were 10, 11 years old. It was 1980s. I mean, we couldn't go out, so we played poker, and somebody would say, whatever. We rolled the dice or played quarters against the wall. We had nothing back then. And, they say, everybody gets stumped. I'm like, what the hell's the name of that guy? The actor there. What the hell's it? And I'd be right there just rattling them off. And after a while, they just said, when they got stumped, they said, ask Mike. He's the Hollywood Kid. He knows everything about movies. And it just stuck. And I incorporated it into the podcast. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. And I'm having
tell us again about your YouTube channel you're putting together.
I'd love to drive your audience to my YouTube channel. It's Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. REELWITH, no backslash. Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. There's great Terry Moore's up there. Jerry Mathers is up there. Michael Madsen's up there. I think he's a Chicago guy. Michael Madsen's up there. There's Mike Francis. He was a Colombo crime family captain. You check that one out. That's that one is amazing. You want to talk about stories? Michael Francis, he was a captain in the Colombo crime family, and that's up there. Again, Michael, I'm uploading them as I go because it's a new channel. I do a lot of Hollywood murder mysteries, Natalie Woods of the world, the Black Dahlia, that's up there. And I get a lot of the experts that come on, guys who wrote books. Lana Turner's up there, and it's a lot of fun. It's work, but it's a blast. You know what I mean? If I can do this and make money, it'd be even better.
Oh, you got to have the passion first of all, and once you have the passion for it, everything else follows. But Mike, thank you for stopping by, and you can find out more information. You can also check him out. He's got on your Facebook page here. There's stuff there, right?
Yeah, just my Facebook page is just all my show stuff, links that it can go on, SoundCloud. All my interviews are on my. Go on Mike DeStasio. Check that out. SoundCloud as well. iTunes. It's everywhere. Just Google the Hollywood Kid, and a lot of stuff comes up.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Mike, for stopping by. Anytime you want to come back, let us know something about Hollywood. You're always welcome to come by.
I appreciate it, Larry, and continued success, my man. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We'll be back after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. My next guest is an illustrator and a painter. He's been in a lot of publications. Let's welcome Jason Seiler to the broadcast. How are you, Jason?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We're all doing pretty good. We're just hanging in there. Now, you know what? I met you months ago at Harrigan's. You were doing some stand-up comedy there, and that's one of your passions you do on the side is stand-up comedy. You were headliner for Steve Byrne at the Chicago Improv recently, right?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. I opened for Steve Byrne. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the headliner.
There you go. Well, yeah. it great show only because of you opening up. You got everybody in the way together.
I got them all riled up. Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, the illustrator and painter. Now you got a lot of great graphic. You're great with your hands. You're great painting. Tell us about how you got involved in painting.
Well, I mean, I've been doing it my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. And when I was about 19, 20, I started realizing that I could possibly do it for a living. I just started noticing artwork being published in magazines and thinking to myself that I could do that as well. So I started building up a portfolio and started sending my work. It took a few years to build it up, but eventually I started getting work for Time Magazine was one of my first big clients. But basically any client that would come my way, still to this day, if it's something I'm interested in and the deadline is doable, I'll take it on. So
now, is that done with pen and with regular paintbrush, or is that done with like computer graphics? I mean, that is just unbelievable, that artwork. I'm looking at it on the side over here.
Thank you so much. It depends. I work with all mediums. Like behind me, you can see some oil paintings in my studio here. So I do oil paintings mostly for my own work and private commission. But when I do work for magazines and illustration work, I paint digitally. My deadlines are usually 1 to 2 days to do a cover for a magazine. Sometimes I get a week or so, but usually it's not that much time. So I do a lot of my work digitally on like a tablet, where I draw and I paint on the screen. It's pressure sensitive. And, I still draw, I still paint, I still have to mix my colors. It's just a lot quicker way to work.
Now, yeah, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I'm just looking at it. Like I said, right now, the Pope right there. You painted the Pope. That has a really honor to do.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. The crazy thing was it was, for me, all I thought it was painting was a cover for Time, and I was super excited about that. I didn't know it was for the Person of the Year cover, which for an illustrator is sort of like winning an Oscar or something like that. I didn't find out until the day it came out that I just painted the Person of the Year, and the fact that it was the Pope was pretty huge. It's one of my biggest achievements, I think. It's pretty cool.
It would be nice if you can go meet him with that and have him, take a picture with him. That'd be kind of cool, huh?
That would be pretty cool. I had people trying to get me in touch with him, but it didn't work out.
Well, again, he's got a couple things on his mind. Probably.
Yeah, he's a little busy. He's a little busy. Yeah.
Now you started off just painting, and you worked up to painting the Pope and on Time Magazine. It just goes to show you what you if you work with your passion, what you can accomplish. Because I'm sure it's not, it's not a job for you. It's something that you really enjoy doing, and you probably would do it for free if you could, right?
Well, it's funny you say that. There's a lot of, it is a job that I love to do. But just like any job, there's things that can be more challenging or not as exciting, but it's still, I'm grateful. It's hard to complain when I make a living doing what I love doing. But yeah, and sometimes you do take on illustration work because it's something that you're really excited about, and the money doesn't really matter. It's just about the project and that. But like I said, it's one of those things where I'm just grateful to be able to do the work. I love it.
We're sitting here with Jason Seiler, and he is a graphic illustrator there. Jason, do you have any a website that you showcase your work off of?
Yes, my website is just my name, jasonseiler.com. I'm also represented by an agent in New York, Richard Solomon. So you can see more of my work at richardsolomon.com. And basically, if you Google my name, I'm kind of all over the place, so you can find my stuff everywhere.
Yeah, you're on the cover of Time Magazine, sir. You're on the cover of Time Magazine. That's awesome. Let's take a quick break. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Gurchowski Show. It's my honor, my privilege. It's a privilege to be privileged, I guess. But we got Mike Mykrid on the line here, and Mike Mykrid is the host of the Larry and Mike show on Comcast. I like the name of it, Larry and Mike.
I kept it easy. Hey, that way, if he can't make it, I can always have you on it.
Yes, and also you have a big fascination with technology, and one of the things about technology you enjoy is making movies, making videotaping things, or they don't really call it videotaping things, they call it recording now. But one of the things that you got is you're a big fan of the iographer. Can you tell us about what the iographer is?
Well, the iographer, the case was invented by Dave Basulto, who was a media teacher teaching high school students, and he didn't like the way they were handling the cameras or their phones. The footage was always shaky. So he decided to invent a case that you put the phone in to stabilize it. Then you can mount it on a tripod and add accessories like lights and microphones.
Now, you've been using, I know, for people who don't know, Mike does the audio on the Gentleman Gurchowski Show in addition to his own show. And you've always been promoting the iographer, and it's just something that you really enjoy. And I told you to bring it by one day, and I'm like, this is fascinating. It could be used for anything with an iPad or a little cell phone, an iPhone, and I'm sure other cell phones could fit in there too, right?
That's right. They make a case now called a multi-case, and it fits Android phones. You can put a Samsung in there now.
Unbelievable. Isn't it? It's exciting how just technology can fit in. This is a recording studio now, right here. Your phone right here is a recording studio that we didn't have, years ago. You had to have the big cameras and things like that. Now everything is just in the palm of your hands, and you can edit it in the same place you're recording it now these days. Technology is beautiful.
That's right. In fact, iographer makes a really nice case. It's called the iographer Go. It's for action cameras. And I swear I've used it out in the field to do some trains once. And I plan on going out this week to shoot some more trains with it.
The trains are a beautiful thing that there's something that we don't even think about these days, but the trains kind of built America, would you say, right? Everything that we needed what really started America was through trains, right?
That's right.
In our modern day, in our modern day, I guess back in the day we used boats and stuff like that. That's why Chicago was really big, because it was a port city that was able to transport things down the Mississippi River, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But now I got trains coming through Franklin Park every day, every minute.
Yeah, and you have a favorite train? a favorite train, a favorite track is like I said, with this week's this month's show is going to be on the Comcast, the Larry and David, Larry and David. Who's Larry and David? Larry and Mike show, and you are going to have a train show, right?
That's right. It's on Franklin Park's Railroad Days.
Yeah.
And Family Fun Fest. So it's got everything: trains, animals, carnival rides. It's got a couple pictures of some conductors in there and everything.
How could people find out about your television show?
Oh, they could tune in on Comcast Public Access Channel 19 in the western suburbs. I'm on Sundays at 7 o'clock and Saturdays at 8:30.
All right, sounds good. Mike thank you very much for stopping by. And I can't wait to get back in the studio with you and start doing some more stuff. But right now this is what we're gonna do. And I kind of like the setup of this. This is very convenient for me. And there's no heavy lifting. Everything is already in place. I like it.
Everything's in place, and you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go, and thank you for stopping by, Mike. Mike Micrid of the Larry and Mike show. I like how the name sounds, Larry and Mike. It sounds good to me.
See you, Larry.
All right, buddy. Take care. Thanks for checking in with us. Thank you. Mike Micrid, everybody. All right. This is the Gentleman Grit Show.